When you think about sort of the field as a whole, I think one of the other things it's characterized by, and I think Ben, you touched on a little earlier, is this idea of the publish or perish kind of model, and that there's the strong emphasis on publishing research in our sort of top tier journals. What are your thoughts about that as sort of a model for how our science works? Is that something that you think is generally good? Does it produce any kind of sort of negative or bad outcomes from that kind of focus?
I think it has several negative consequences, but there's no better model that I've been able to find. So it's sort of like they say about, the U.S. and the way the Congress works and all of that, it's really terrible and they never do anything. And so, but there isn't a better system. So maybe it's because it's a compromise as well, right? I mean, like I see on the internet, all these journals that are starting up, just on the internet, and it's open, submission, and but I think we have to have some evaluation, relatively independent, and I emphasize the relatively, in order to screen out the articles that don't meet accepted contemporary standards for what research should be. And so is it wonderful? No, but I haven't seen or heard about a better system yet.
Well, also, it's certainly not specific to our field. I mean,
right.
all of academia areas are facing these questions about increasing pressures to publish in a limited number of so-called top-tier journals and so forth. So I don't think in organizational psychology, we're any different than other areas of academia on that score.
And just to follow, I think the major problem in my head is that if you don't find statistically significant results, it doesn't get published.
Right.
And I think that if I was the editor of a journal, as you are the editor, or were the editor, I would try and find papers that were conceptually rich, that tested theoretical ideas that not everyone, but most people would agree are true, and then did not find support.
Right.
And I think that I personally have the shortest results section of any article ever published in the Journal of Applied Psychology. So my results section is, it didn't work. It's a paragraph about that long.
And it got published.
But because it was something that everyone believed was the way things would work out, and I had published an earlier paper where that was the hypothesis that I made, and I got the data and it didn't work out. So
do you think that article would get published today?
No.
And why not? What's changed?
I think everyone would find sufficient problems with the way the article got done to say, no, this can't be true.
The flaws in the study's design.
And every study has flaws that have been multiply pointed out to me when I submit articles.